Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
Women of Reddit, what's something men don't realize is a turnoff? Forcing me into a dangerous situation to prove how brave you are. Stop driving 100 miles per hour plus on the highway with me in the car. If you want to die a fiery death, leave me out of it. Edit, forgot to put per hour lol. I recall hanging with a guy after a party. He bragged about his car, red flag 1, and then proceeded to take me home. He pulls out a Don Julio while he is driving. I'm like, you shouldn't drink and drive while I'm in the car, I treasure my fucking life. His paper-thin counterpoint was, he treasured his life too, he just wanna get lit. I stopped talking to him at that point and told him to focus on driving. Never hung with him again. A good tip I heard: if you are very stuck in a car in that situation, tell them you are going to throw up. Most of the time they care more for having to clean the car, so will stop. Having no basic manners. Is it really gonna kill you to say thank you? I have been trying to teach my 5-year-old son to always be polite to people. We were on a sunset cruise a few weeks ago on Lake George and we let him go to the bar by himself to get a bag of chips and a water. We were like 30 feet away. The bartender came over a few minutes later and complimented us on how polite he was. He said, he is the most polite child I have ever met. I couldn't have been more proud of him. Talking bad about other women to try and make me feel good about myself. I want you to like me because you like me, not because you hate everyone else. Also, respect people. I don't want to date a bully. This is a big one, for men and women. I went on a date with a girl once and a lot of times she would just look at other women and say, you wouldn't date someone like her, right? Just look at what she is wearing. I don't know. Is she a nice person and not super judgmental? Quote. Major one for me that most men actually fail on, only talking about themselves. Not asking me any questions. Some months ago I was eating out and the table next to me was a man and a woman on presumably a first date. In the entire time I could overhear them. The woman spoke for less than 30 seconds and the rest of the time was the man fully expounding on his alpha male crypto bro hustle life philosophy, and I was so close to turning to the woman and asking her why she was still sitting there. Why am I reminded of Johnny Bravo? I swear if crypto were around 25 years ago he would have totally been into it. Related, allowing me to interview them. I understand nerves on a first date or on apps, but basic social skills seem to be missing. Even worse when they walk away thinking it was great and I feel like I put in a shift. I feel like this with everyone I meet. I'm sick of being the interviewer. I'm sick of people thinking they know anything about me or my day to day when they don't ask. And I don't bother to just give up information to someone who isn't listening anyway. Driving recklessly or aggressively. Recently watched a body cam video of a cop that pulled over a 20-something-year-old couple that were on their first date. The guy was driving recklessly through an industrial area, going like 100 plus when the cop pulled him over. The cop basically gave him a warning because the excuse was he was trying to get the girl home before curfew or something, even though they were in their 20s. Cut to like 15 minutes later, the cop gets a call for a wreck. It was the same couple. The guy was doing 120 plus, a semi-truck pulled out of a loading dock, and the guy tried to swerve behind it. The car did not make it, and they were both decapitated when the car went under the trailer. Here is a short version of the video. Edit, here is the full nearly 3-hour-long video. I saw that. The cop was really upset about it. Had a similar situation happen to me. Driving in the middle in the night on snowy roads, and 2 black pickups blew by me going 80 plus, again, bad snowy roads. Couple minutes later, I see one of the pickups spun out on the shoulder, facing the wrong direction, but no damage or anything, and the other pickup pulled over next to it. As I pass the trucks, they pull a 3-point turn and get going again, and proceed to blow past me at 80 plus. Cut to 20 to 30 minutes later, I see cop cars and ambulances ahead on the shoulder. As I pass I notice 2 black pickups, one of them pulled over on the side of the road, and the other upside down off the side of the highway. I literally stopped dating a guy when he left his high beams on. I pointed it out, like, oh, you might be blinding oncoming traffic. He laughed, cut off communication immediately. Did not engage after that. Edit, we were on a second date. Not like I left someone of months or years. And it was the fact that he laughed. That's a psychopath right there. No thanks. My astigmatism hates that fucking guy. Bad hygiene. Wash your ass, brush your teeth, if you must, or else you be funky. Please don't say my cargo shorts. I actively borrow my husband's cargo shorts and it pisses him right off. I think cargos are safe. First our hoodies and now our cargo shorts. When will the madness end? Question mark. Put down your fucking phone if we're having a conversation. This, although it goes for everyone. Let's be honest, a lot of the comments are like this lol. Most aren't actually men-specific things. And the ones that seem obvious to me, personally. Being a bully to guys you feel a competition. She's not gonna like you more because you were a dick to the handsome waiter. Thank you for saying this. There's a huge, alpha male, culture out there teaching guys to screw themselves over with stuff like this. Boasting. The bigger you're trying to present yourself as, the smaller you actually are. Just in general, people don't like hanging out with others who only talk about themselves and always at a high level. Arrogant flexing. 100%. Guy at work is finding it tough to gel with colleagues, wonders why. I wonder if he has ever thought about all the random stories he tells people about himself, all to flex. Completely unrelatable stories as well. Super yikes. He hasn't thought about it. I know you probably mean bragging, but I am imagining dudes coming up to you doing bodybuilder poses like some sort of mating dance. There's a guy at my gym who basically does this. When he sees a girl come in, the sweater shirt comes off and he's posing in the mirror as close as he can to her without seeming creepy. Unfortunately, he always seems creepy anyway. Consistently not doing what they say they'll do. Then, worse, getting irritated when someone else takes care of it. Just had this happen with my partner. I've been wanting to fix my bicycle for over a year. He knows bicycles, so I've been asking him to look at it. I was continuously met with, "We'll figure it out," or, "I'll take a look," with no actual action. I finally get a different bike mechanic to look at it and he gets upset. Dude, you said we'll figure it out, this is me figuring it out. Get over yourself. Luckily I called him out and he apologized. But I feel for people whose partners don't take accountability. Oh gosh, that extremely loud truck is so sexy. OMG guys, he revved his engine. I'm so turn on right now, said no woman ever. OMG guys, he revved his engine. The only people he'd attract are gearheads. Usually other dudes. Podcast bro behavior. That whole alpha male energy thing is just EW. I always wonder what do they think the thought process is. Gee, I hope I land myself a man who talks big into a microphone. I sure wouldn't want to lose him to a more high-value woman. Quote. Maybe it's just me, but one guy constantly talked about how much money he had and how he could take care of me, even though I didn't ask him to. I found that off-putting. I earn my own money. This, and the cherry on top is when she complained about women being after them for money. Like, so you literally lead with money. Who are you expecting to attract? And especially the guys who worry about women being after them for their money when they have no money. I could talk to you about how much money I don't have, would that turn you on? Over-sexualization. On a similar note, sexualizing situations at the wrong time. For example, if I'm exhausted and trying to finish washing the dishes so I can finally sit down and relax, don't come up and start groping me. It'd actually be more attractive if you offered to help me finish cleaning up instead of interrupting me. BC, you want something out of me. Lol, yes, definitely this one. Help with the damn chores first, at least cold sweat smile. Like a man in a banana hammock. You keep rocking it, Todd. It's been said already, but alpha behavior is gross. The only people you will impress are shallow airheads who are useless when it comes to an actual relationship. The dudes on those how to be alpha tutorial videos are awful. They are brainwashing an alarming amount of this generation's men into thinking that being an ultra-macho douchebag will win you all the ladies. I kinda hate that ick list trend that's going around lately, but if I had a list, that's close to the top. This alpha behavior, I've noticed, is almost there to impress other dudes, not women. I've never met a single adult woman who is into guys that behave and think that way. But I do know dudes who often talk about it to each other. It's like buying a sports car thinking it'll impress women. The only people interested in your Corvette or whatever are going to be other car guys. Letting their significant other replace their mother in raising them, read, take care of them. Having to clean up after, remind them to make appointments, teach them how to function as an adult, and wake them up to be ready in time for work. That's a child, not and so. I've raised so many children and I am still childless. Turns out the men you have to raise first don't become the fathers of your children. For any young women who don't want to learn my lesson the hard way. Being rude to wait staff. Immediate red flag. I agree, they too are human, they too have emotions. Went out with a woman who had a waitress friend. She would suggest her restaurant and have her friend deliberately screw up parts of the order to gauge exactly this reaction. Said it kept her from wasting a lot of time. I had a guy the first worked with tell me that I was going to go on a date with him. I was dating my husband at the time, and he knew this. Every day he would ask, and every day I would deny him. Up until the day he quit and I never heard from him again. It's such an ick when a man does not to listen to our words. When we say, no, leave it be and accept our answer. I had a new coworker greet me with, you got a man. Okay, so literally all you know about me is where I work and maybe my name, and instead of introducing yourself to see if I'm interested, you just assume I'm free and willing, and the only thing stopping you is the presence of another man. Honestly, thanks for telling me so much about yourself right away. Even if I wasn't involved, what makes you think I'm going to pursue someone I have literally just met? Like, how old are you, even? Arrogance and overconfidence. It's such a fine line to walk. Men must be confident but not too confident. And we aren't told where the accepted level is as it varies from person to person. That is a very fair and valid complaint, and most women can't verbalize the line since they don't really think about it, it's just there. However, most of my life has been spent in male-dominated fields, thus most of my friends are men, and therefore I have been asked on multiple occasions to explain things, so I talked to a lot of other women and came up with a summation that seems to work overall. Be confident in you, don't think you're better than anyone else, and sure as shit don't verbalize it, don't look at dating as being in competition with other men. You have good attributes, and you have attributes you need to work on, same as everyone else. Be secure in these, know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and own them, and work on them. Be someone you enjoy spending time with. If you aren't yet, figure out what you don't like about yourself and work on that until you do enjoy spending time with yourself. Needy and desperate is a turn-off. So is thinking you're better than everyone else. You don't have to be better than anyone else, you just have to be the right fit for the person you're interested in. Have the confidence to tell someone your interests, what you like, and what you don't. If you don't have interests, develop some. Have the confidence to walk your own path. If someone wants to join you on your path, awesome. If they don't, have the confidence to thank them for their time and the fun you had, the lessons you learned, and continue walking along your path. Because you don't need external help to enjoy yourself. It's just a bonus. You're pretty awesome to spend time with because you do fun stuff you like to do, and you're working on the things that you identified need work. Either someone's walking with you, or they aren't, and that's fine, because you enjoy you, and you know your right fit will be wandering along your path at some point. Has zero to do with anyone else. That's the confidence that works. Is that specific enough? Does it help? I think of confident men as those who still maintain a level of humility and are respectful of others without putting them down. They believe in themselves and their abilities without having to boast loudly about it. And a confident man is honest with himself and willing to learn if their abilities, knowledge aren't up to par. An arrogant man is someone who isn't open to any type of feedback, has an inflated egotistical way of viewing himself, puts others down or feels superior, and is just dismissive. Edit, I feel society also expect women to walk a fine line. Exude femininity, gentleness and sex appeal, but not too sexy, or else you're asking to be objectified and are to blame.